Marc Berman in Atlantic City here at House of Blues. Foundation Room, Showboat. Grammy winner, two-time nominee, House of Pain, Whitey-Ford Sings the Blues, and the new CD, Ungrateful Living. By the way, I think you're best. We're going to talk about that. You know what this is? This is Everlast. Oh, a.k.a. Whitey-Ford. So I love this CD.
Thank you, man. I put a lot into it. It's the first one I actually totally took the lead and kind of produced myself, and worked with a few guys I like a lot, and we just it's just came out. It's my favorite record I've made so far.
Well, you're a unique guy. I mean, here's what you do. Yeah, we know you're from House of Pain and Jump Around, and you've worked with every rapper on the planet. Yet you take country, blues, rock, hip-hop, and then you put out CDs with all of this, and you're the only person that I know that could put that all together and make it amazing. Now, with this new CD, you trying to get a message across? I'm listening to I'll Get By. I'm listening to this stuff. Is there a message here, and are you kind of pissed off?
Not pissed off really at all, man. I mean, my last record was kind of pissed off. But this record, I mean, the reason I called it Songs of the Ungrateful Living was about 12, 13 years ago, I had major heart surgery. Like, basically, I should be dead. I mean, I have, like, alien technology in my body. That's titanium heart valves and all kinds of craziness. So when that first happened and I came out of that, you have this sense of just gratitude to be alive and this whole new outlook on life. And I just found myself, a decade later, kind of back in the normal grind and not really thinking on those levels, and just realizing I'm probably not as grateful as I should be. And then applying that to everyone, I figure even grateful people probably aren't as grateful as they should be. So the ungrateful living is all of us, you know what I mean? And I just write about the things that touch me, you know what I mean? I don't hang out in celebrity circles, you know what I mean? I hang out with blue collar folks, you know what I mean? I live in a blue collar neighborhood, an upper middle class, but I've never separated myself from the people. I was raised kind of on, the live better work union ethos, and it's never left me, you know what I mean? So, I always tell people I could have $100 million, I'd still feel like I was a blue collar cat, and that would still be the stuff that I cared about. So the songs just reflect what other people are going through, and myself to certain degrees, you know what I mean? I may not be in the worst financial position of my life or anything like that, but, it affects everybody, and I mean, cats that work for me, and my neighbors, and I just try and write songs. The whole object of writing a song to me is to find not the lowest, but the highest common denominator that we all share, so everybody can be like, oh, me too, but feel good about it, in a way. Like, a lot of what I do is real dark, but I find that there's like a glimmer of hope in it all,
And you do add social comment into your music, and this album has it as well. By the way, you mentioned the heart attack. You're very lucky because you knew you had a heart problem, and then one day, yeah, I guess you had something related to that set off the heart attack.
Well, the heart attack was just a result of a torn heart valve. I was born with like a faulty heart valve. So the heart attack was just because my heart was working so hard to pump so little blood. Like, basically the outgoing valve of my heart wouldn't close. So blood that pumped out would just fall back into the heart. So it's like my heart had to work 10 times harder at that point to pump blood. And it'd be like I compare it to like if you were sitting there with a weight in your hand and just curling it, sooner or later your arm's just going to go dead. It's going to quit, it's because it just doesn't have any more strength. And that's really what happened to me, A lot of people speculated about drugs and whatnot. And it's like, other than a little bit of, grass, I've never really been into drugs. So the heart attack, everybody says I had a heart attack. I didn't really have a heart attack. I had a torn heart valve that a heart attack was one of the results of.
You look great. You look healthy. You feel good?
I feel good. I could lose a couple pounds, but I'm eating good. So,
who influenced you?
Oh man, so many. I mean, if you listen to my records, so many people, man. I mean, it started in hip hop for me. Run DMC. Bringing rock and roll and hip hop together really changed my life. The whole like mid late '80s movement of BDP and KRS-One and Public Enemy and all these cats that were coming out and innovating this new form of music, like a truly new form of music that had that doesn't happen very often, where something new happens.
We had one of your collaborators on a couple weeks ago. Ice-T was on with us.
Ice-T is responsible in a lot of ways for my career. He discovered me, but gave me my first record deal. Other influences too are I mean, as from a songwriting perspective, I'm huge on Neil Young and Bill Withers and Tom Waits. Wow. And it's all over. I like and hey, God bless, rest in peace, Etta James.
We were just going to go there. Yeah. A very, very sad time.
It gives me goosebumps just thinking about her music, man. I mean, it's just an amazing, legacy to leave behind, and she lived a full life and hopefully went peacefully, and she's singing for the angels now. So God bless.
This is Everlast. One final question. This will give us a little look into what you're thinking now. Who's on your iPod?
Oh, I mean, there's like 40,000 songs in there, man.
Yeah, because you do a lot of traveling. You get a lot of airtime logged. You got to listen to something.
Again, everything.
There's somebody out right now that you...
Sam Cooke, Otis Redding, Bill Withers, a lot of stuff, I've been listening to like a lot of Miles Davis lately just to get away from like, pop music and songwriting like stuff, because just to break up the monotony in your mind of music, like Kinda Blue and, Bitches Brew. I've been listening to a lot lately.
Miles Davis, classic, one of the greats of all time.
I listen to anything, I mean, that's the thing. I won't, cats that give me, even demos, if I tell them I'll listen to it, So I try not to say that too often because then I'll get too many, but I'll give anything a chance, man, because you never know where you're going to find something you like, I mean, I would have never thought my musical taste would be as varied and as crazy it is. I've been listening to a lot of George Jones lately for some reason, that just kind of came, I mean, like I've known about him for a long time and his bigger songs and whatnot, but lately I've just been kind of digging into his catalog and messing around with that stuff.
And all these influences come to reality if you pick up Songs for Ungrateful Living, because it's all in there, man. It's an incredible CD.
I call it B-boy country punk rock blues. That's my genre.
This is Everlast. I'm Marc Berman for NJ.com.